Hello everyone. This morning I'm at Minnippi Parklands in the suburb of Carina in Brisbane. It's about 15 minutes drive from Brisbane CBD. This one's one of my favourite bird watching locations. It's a bit overcast today, but I don't think the birds will mind. Let's see how many we can find. Okay, we're starting at the northern section of Minnippi. If you type Minnippi Parklands into your GPS, you'll be navigated to the southern section, which is pretty far, and it's mostly sports fields, so the bird watching isn't so great. To get to the northern section car park, you want to travel to the end of Stanton Road West, Tingalpa. This section has the best bird watching. Here we have our first species of the day, the welcome swallow. It's good to see them staying still for once. Looking further afield, I can see more of them hanging out on the grass. It's hard to believe that the average weight of a welcome swallow is just 15 grams. That's basically 3.5 teaspoons of sugar. And back on the fence, we have some crested pigeons. The one on the left looks like it wants to cozy up, but the one on the right, don't think so. Let's have a closer look. This fence is quite productive. To the left we have two Tahitian crows. You can just see the bluish sheen that the feathers give off. This complex on the right is Tingalpa Aero Club. If you come here on a sunny day, you'll see members flying their model aeroplanes around. It can be a bit noisy. Surprisingly, the birds seem to have gotten used to it. Okay, now we're making our way to the central lagoon. Here we have two Australian wood ducks. The one on the left is the male, and the other one is the female. Along the side of the road, we have a plumed egret, which was previously known as intermediate egret. Uh-oh, a car's making its way over here. Don't worry, it survived. There's a fantail cuckoo calling. Next up we have the mighty masked lapwing, also known as the plover. These birds are known to swoop, but only when they're on their eggs or have young chicks. Most of the year they're pretty chill though. As you might be able to hear from the sloshing from my feet, it's been raining here in Brisbane all week, so I've been cooped up at home and in the office, decided to get out and go bird watching. This is the main pond viewing platform. The tree on the left here often has quite a few birds. Here's several little black cormorants. Down in the water, we have a little pied cormorant. Cormorants like to get their feathers really soaked. This allows them to dive deeper, and it reduces drag while they're swimming. All of this to catch fish, of course. Ooh, this one's a bit hard to see. If you look past the duck and through the reeds, you can see a comb-crested jacana hiding. Next we have a dusky moorhen. This one swimming here is an Australasian darter. Sometimes they're referred to as snakebird. You can probably see why. Down it goes. Here's some Pacific black ducks next to me. Notice the green-blue wing patch? It's believed that ducks use these bright and reflective patches whilst in flight to act as guidance for other members of the flock. kind of like lights on the side of a plane, or a landing strip. Okay, let's move on to the bank section now. That screaming screech is an Australasian swamp hen. Ah, here's a laughing kookaburra. It might be waiting for someone to start a barbecue to snag a sausage. Here's that swamp hen we heard just before. That tail flicking's normal. Swamp hens use that as a way to communicate. On the bank, we have a pair of black swans. They've got a lot of feathers to maintain. And swimming over to us are some magpie geese and their chicks. They're not cute and fluffy like ducklings, but I'm sure the parents think otherwise. It looks like one of the parents has got a bit of leftovers on its beak. Let's move on to the next section. Here's the willy wagtail. It's one of Australia's most widespread birds and can be found in most habitat types. It's not found in Tasmania though. The interesting thing about bird watching in the rain is that you get to see birds doing different behaviours. If you're going to do this though, make sure you bring waterproof shoes. Unlike me. Mine are pretty soaked through already. The noisy miners over here are happy keeping to themselves today. This strip of vegetation on the left is great for finches and fairy wrens. Let's see whether there's any today. And here we have a red-backed fairy wren. This one's a male in breeding plumage. I can see something moving in that tree up ahead. Up in this tree is a pied butcherbird trying to stay dry. They have arguably one of the most beautiful bird songs. That call is the Australasian darter. Who's this up here? It's a white-faced heron. A very unusual place for it to be. Here's a few magpie larks, or peewees. The ones with the vertical stripes running down the eyes, those are the females, and the ones with the strong white eyebrows are the males. Let's check out the bridge. Whoa, it's almost flooded. The water level is so high. This area you often get rails and bush hen, but I think they're a bit flooded out at the moment. The path that way looks a bit too flooded for me, so I think we'll continue back on the circuit. There's not that much down in that direction anyway. The circuit we're on is just under 2 kilometres return. You can easily spend a good 2 hours birdwatching here. Here are some pigeons, formerly known as feral rock doves. Despite being called a pest, I still think the pattern on the wings and the shininess of the neck are pretty cool. If you can hear that clapping-like sound, those are striped marsh frogs. And some magpie larks. That bird that just flew through, that was a great egret. You can tell by the call. You might be able to hear those calls in the background. The Currawong. The source of the noise is up in that tree. It's the pied Currawong. They kind of look like a skinny crow, but with a white vent, white underwings, and yellow eyes. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. That's striated pardalo. Up in this casuarina are some pale-headed rosellas. It looks like they might be looking for a nest hollow. Those are Australian Figbirds. They're often in this section, I think because of all the palm trees up there. They love the palm fruits. And he's a male. You can tell from the red eye patch. I can hear a white-browed scrub wren, and a variegated fairy wren up ahead. Let's see if we can find it. Ah, here it is bouncing around. This one is also a male in breeding plumage. The females are a bit trickier to find. Ah, I can hear a spotted marsh frog. I'm not very good with frogs, but I know a few of the common ones. And there's also a brown quail calling behind me. A wee, wee! Over here is a royal spoonbill. Their spoon-shaped bill is used to sift through mud. Most of the time they can't see what they're sifting through, so when the insects and crustaceans brush up against the sides of the bill, they slam it shut and then they get their lunch. Just up ahead is the car park where we started. But it's not over yet. I've got a secret bonus track to show you. But first, here's an Australian white ibis. You can see that the ones that don't live inside the city or hang around humans too much, they're a lot cleaner than the ones that hang around those areas. It's always good to check out this lagoon from this side. You usually see something different. Here are those little black cormorants we saw earlier. They're working together to corner the fish below into one area, so it makes them easier to catch for the whole group. And here's what I assume to be the same little pied cormorant. This time it's drying off. It seems like it might have a bit of trouble with all this rain though. Here's a new one, the Australasian grebe. These seem to have the ability to duck under the water and reappear minutes later on the other side of the lagoon. Okay, onto the hidden track. We walk up this slight hill until we hit the fence of the Aero Club. To the right, by the barbecues, we have a pair of Australian magpies. Okay, we've reached the fence. There's something interesting here. We saw the Torresian crow earlier, but here we can see that the base of the feathers are white. These are not usually visible. Crows and ravens look very similar, but one rule of thumb is that if the feather base is white, then it's a crow, and if it's black, then it's a raven. The rain is getting quite heavy now. I'm going to take cover nearby. Yeah, it's quite heavy now. Let's just wait here for a bit and listen to the grey butcherbirds. Here it is. It looks like this one's managed to stay dry. Okay, the rain has settled down a bit. Now I'm back at the fence line. We walk past this little hut. That squawk was the sulphur-crested cockatoo. And we swing to the left, and we're here. This section has different types of birds. More bush birds. Here we have a Rufous Fantail. Spinning itself in circles. This track itself takes about an hour one way, but this is at a slow bird watching pace. I've included a map of today's walks in the video description. Next up is the black-faced cuckoo shrike. I love how lush this area is. After a few days of heavy rain though, it can be quite waterlogged. There's something moving up around here. It's a varied triller. That's the call of the eastern whipbird. Oh, there's Lawrence honeyeater. Whoa, there's so many drongos in this section. It's a bit hard to see their fish-shaped tail here. Well, thanks for joining me on this, what turned out to be a very wet bird walk. We saw quite a few species, so it's all good. Be sure to check out Minnippi Parklands if you're in Brisbane sometime. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.